So another day, another fool to be annihilated by MEGA-GARBODOR's power. And you know what, we're gonna go to Anything Goes, and I don't even need this team. Man, I don't even need the team if I have MEGA-GARBODOR. Let's go, let's find ourselves a battle which is right here. God Slayer Angel, huh? God Slayer Angel, my man, has some interesting Pokemon and has an Aron, but we don't care because we have got that ghost typing, man. Check me out, Tyranitar. We're gonna Mega and we're gonna just gunk shot away. Does a lot, resisted almost. What's Sash Foresight? Sash Foresight? Alright, we're just gonna Drain Punch then. It's pretty nice. We get +1 health. Oof. Okay, what now? What now? RCS, oh no, it's an Aron. Like, we don't really give a damn about the Aron. We're just gonna gunk shot it. It's like, okay. What? Wait. How? What? Okay, no. No.
Yo.
Hey man, I need your help.
What?
MEGA-GARBODOR just got destroyed by Endeavor, and I think this needs to be addressed.
Like how?
Let's make it even more powerful! Okay, so you might be wondering, as many people have actually been wondering, how do you make MEGA-GARBODOR a thing? And today I have called my friend from Discord. Hello, MB.
Hey, how's it going?
And he is the man behind, you know, setting it up, making it an actual thing. And we, or actually he, will be the guy explaining it to you today. So if you wanted to know how it's programmed, if you wanted to know how it's actually made, he's the guy, and we will make this video today to teach you how you can make your own MEGA-GARBODOR, or be it your own Mega whatever, Mega Magikarp, Mega Slackoth, Mega Ditto, whatever you want. So I'm actually gonna shut up from now and only let him explain, and only, you know, talk when I feel like it's necessary. So why don't you take over?
Okay, so Pokemon Showdown is actually open source. So there's this thing called GitHub where developers collaborate and share code. GitHub has a lot of projects, including Pokemon Showdown, and you can actually go and download Pokemon Showdown and run it on your own computer. And there's a detailed guide over here on their README, and you can do this, and you would get your own server working and everything. But for our setup, right, we wanted to have custom Pokemon, we wanted to have custom moves. Not custom moves yet, I mean, we modified existing moves. Actually, it turns out that when you do this is just a server side. So in most web applications, you have a server side and you have a client side. Client side is the thing that runs in your browser. That's the actual Pokemon Showdown that you see on Pokemon Showdown. And the server is what's doing the magic behind the scenes. It's what matching people together and making them battle with each other. And this server is just a server component, and when you set it up, it automatically uses the default client that Pokemon Showdown runs on, and that does not pick up the changes for the custom mons you have. So what you need to do, there's an extra step, is you need to get this repository, and this one is the repo for the client side. And if you don't know how to download it and stuff, you don't need to know how GitHub works. You just need to click this button here and you can download it as a zip, and you can then do whatever you want with it. And there's also another set of guidelines which is posted up by one of the guys working on Pokemon Showdown on how to modify and edit the source code. So this has a detailed explanation of all the files that you have in the repo, and how you can modify. You can add custom formats, this custom Pokedex, so you can add custom Pokemon, and learn sets. You can modify existing move sets of Pokemon. So Tyranitar does not learn Foresight, by the way, so that's what this was for. So yeah, what we need to change most importantly is the two files. the moves file and the Pokemon file to make MEGA-GARBODOR thing. And the way you do it is once you clone the repo, you'd have something like this. I have the Pokemon Showdown repo here and the client repo here, and inside these you have all these files. And then once you follow the readme to set up all the stuff, then after that you can then go to this data folder here on the server side, and we want to modify this file, that is a Pokedex and the moves, and this is a Pokedex and this is the moves file. And then here you have all the moves that are in the game here. And so what we did, the changes that we made were we changed Gunk Shot. So if you go over to Gunk Shot, it says power 900 and accuracy 100 and a bunch of stuff here. We actually removed the poison chance, so like Tyranitar would not die from Gunk Shot.
What's up, guys?
And yeah, we just changed one move here, and then we made the rest of the changes here in the Pokedex. And here, if you search for Garbodor, you would find that you have Garbodor and you have Garbodor Mega. And Garbodor Mega has all stats like 999, and it's Poison Ghost, and it has Wonder Guard. And what I did was I just copied over this piece of text here that says Garbodor, and I renamed it to Garbodor Mega. And then over here I just added this line that says other forms. Oh yeah, and then you also need to add the Mega Stone, right? So the Mega Stone is in this items.js file here. So if you go over to that, then over here, if I search for Garbodor, right, and I just copied over Garbodor, right? So it's like right there, like the one that I used, and I just made changes to it. So it's right here. I copied that up here, and I just changed the name, changed the thing, and then I set Mega Evolves is important. This is basically the most important line. This is basically telling the item that this item Mega Evolves Garbodor. So you don't end up like you give it the item, but never like if the Mega Evolve checkbox doesn't show up, then that's where you went wrong. Then yeah, that's pretty much it. Like for the server side, that's pretty much it. But then the reason we also get the client is because as it turns out, there's no easy way to add custom sprites, and also by default Pokemon Showdown just pulls in the moves and the learn sets and stuff from the main server. So even if you have a custom server with the custom changes, what would end up happening is it's running, but then in the team builder you don't see like the actual like changes you made, but it would still end up being validated and it would still work in battle, but it would be kind of weird. So if you want it to be consistent, then you also need to set up the client repo, and you can follow the instructions for that. And here you need to pretty much copy every file that you made there in the server, in the data folder, and copy those here. So I have these files here that I copied over, Pokedex, moveset, and items. And yeah, that should help you get started. And once all of that is done, you can test this locally, but that would not be pretty useful because it will just work on your computer. You won't be able to play with your friends. So the way you can make your server public is to host it on a cloud provider. So we have a bunch of options here. So the one we used was Google Cloud Platform, and the reason it's so good is because it has a free tier which gives you 12 months and gives you $300 of free credit to get started. And it also has a bunch of always free products. So we use this thing called Google Compute Engine that is basically a cloud computer. It gives you like a CPU, it gives you some memory, and gives you a small hard drive, and you can put whatever you want on it, and it's going to work. And you can use this for forever. So even beyond the 12 months, you can use this version of it. But it has a few gotchas, like actually they don't mention all the details here. And this is like being okay, so you mentioned excluding China and Australia. So what it means is if your friends are from China or Australia, then you'd have to pay if they're using it from their side. So that's kind of sketch. So but it's going to be just fine within the first 12 months, and that's what we went with. we also have two other options. The most popular ones, it's Heroku, which is also for there's AWS, which also has the same free tier. It has a different free tier, and the reason we are going with Google Cloud Platform is their $300 free credit is nicer than what AWS provides. So you can actually get more hard drive space and stuff like that. If you want to just play around with it just for a couple days, if you don't care about blowing through those $300 of credit in one day, then you can go with Google Cloud Platform, and that's how we host it. And then over here, what I have is a shell. I have in my terminal, I have opened up a connection to my server running on Google Cloud Platform, and in fact I have it right here. I have the console open here, so this is details about all the configuration that went into setting up this thing. So it has one vCPU, 1.7 gigabytes of memory, and a bunch of other stuff. So and also you need to make sure that you allow HTTP traffic, so you can make a request to it in the browser and it will open up. And it also gives you this external IP address, and if you open this up in your browser, then you would get this once everything is set up. And obviously for that to show up there, you need to do some magic here. So right now the server is running, and I'm going to run this command that's going to kill all instances of Node.js. Node.js or Node is what's powering Pokemon Showdown, and this command kills everything. And now if I go back here, it is going to say the server was restarted. It actually was just shut down. It never started back up. So if I reconnect, it's going to be like cannot be reached, right? Now once all of that is done, you can then run the server here. But before we run it, we have something that we want to do. So we want to make MEGA-GARBODOR even better. Obviously it's OP right now, so it's not like fun to play with. And I also want to show you this sprite, how we got this sprite working. So for the video, we just needed a back sprite because no one's going to see the other side of the battle. And we have the sprite right here inside this folder here, and right there. And we have a GIF version that's the animated one. We also have now an animated one, and it actually needs a little bit of work to get set up. So actually, no, that's one of the other reasons why we need the client separate, and I'm going to show you why. So if you go here, then git is a command that's basically what's GitHub is running on Git, by the way, so if you did not know. So Git is the tool that is used for seeing and making changes to your files and keeping track of changes. It's pretty much like version history in a Word doc for code, and also has much more features. So what we did is we added this if statement here, and we just check if the name of the Pokemon is MEGA-GARBODOR, and we just set the sprite to be that specific file. This is needed because by default the client always picks up the sprites from the main server. So that's one of the main changes we made on the front end. And now we're going to go back to the back end again and change the stats of MEGA-GARBODOR, do something that's more fun and like sane. And these are just some commands that I'm using to traverse in this shell. You can get something like FileZilla to have a GUI for viewing the files on a remote server. I can even like show you here. So I'm basically trying to edit the Pokédex. So I'm going to edit it in here. So there's this command called Vim. Vim is a program that's like Notepad, but it's in the command line, and it's much better than Notepad. So what we want to do is we want to make the stats a little nicer. So we want to make HP 80. So we just change HP change to 80 and change
You speeding against me?
I will use the garbage can.
You can only end up trying.
What the hell did you just say, bro?
attack was 50. So this is an interesting shift, going from a physical attacker to a special attacker for the Mega. So we're going to go with 102 for the defense, and for special attack 150, and for special defense 102 again, and speed is 130, right? And we want to have some like actual ability here. So we are going with sheer force for this case, and I guess the height and weight don't matter much. Like if you're not using something like heat crash or what is the other move? I forget. Like the one that Mega Aggron uses. And I'm so out of touch with Pokemon Showdown. Which was the one, Heavy Slam, yeah. So yeah, that's when it will matter. Color and egg group, not really. And once that's done, I'm just gonna hit save. And just gonna make sure like we got everything. Yeah, okay. Now we're gonna restart the server again. And let's go back. And the servers run from this directory. So the readme gives you this command. You don't need to like, it's not like some magic or something. So we have this file here that says Pokemon Showdown, which is an executable file. So you can just run it on your computer. It actually behind the scenes uses Node.js. But so Pokemon Showdown, and we're going to run it on port 4000. So on a web server you have multiple ports, and this okay, I'm also going to do one more thing. So run it with and so it runs in the background. So now I can do anything I want. I can come back and I can go to the client side and run the client side server. You don't need to know most of this. Like if you have any like questions or something, you can reach out to us. You can join our Discord. We're gonna run HTTP server. This is like a command that hosts your folder as using a server, and I'm hosting it on port 80, which is the default port for HTTP. So now I just go here and where's the thing? And if I hit reload, then yeah, you can see that it's working now. And
yay! It's also working for me.
So this is because of some security stuff. Because we are using like a custom version, it's with a custom client. It doesn't come with like a working login solution. So then once that's done, we also got to make sure about one more thing. So a lot of times your changes might not show up because the browser will cache the old files. The one way to fix it is hit Control-Shift-J on Windows or Command Option-J on Mac, and then it will open up this console here. And once that's done, if you right click on this reload page button, it gives you this option called like hard reload and empty cache and hard reload. You're going to do that, and once that's done, yeah, alright, and it's going to ask you this thing each time you reload, so it's going to bear with it.
Did you add Shadow Ball to his learn set?
Oh, I did not. Let's just add it. So we want to edit this learnsets.js file. Learnsets.js. And now here we want to look for Garbodor, and that's right there. And so this just has a list of all the moves that Garbodor learns across each generation. And if you see 7 means Gen 7, L means at some level, so 7L12 means it learns it at level 12, and so on. And you can actually go back to the documentation we have here, and it says L is for leveling up, T is for tutor, M for technical hidden machine, TM, HM, E is for egg moves, yeah, and then it doesn't matter much as long as it's Gen 7. It doesn't matter where you get it from. So add Shadow Ball. And if you see all the moves are like lowercase with no space, that's because in JavaScript you cannot have spaces in names of keywords and variables. So let's just go with 7. Let's go move tutor, right? So now Shadow Ball is gonna work in Showdown. You also got to make sure that we restart our servers and also empty the cache in the browser just in case. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, here we go. So, a single Garbodor versus my team. Let's just put the Garbodors against each other and let's see how it works. So, we are both gonna Mega Evolve. Let's go for Focus Blast so that we both, like, do no damage to not die to anything. So, as you can see, his one is it's just a box because we didn't supply any art or pixels, the sprite for it. And now we can see that we have very little attack, but we have a lot of special attack and a lot of speed, and we have sheer force, so all of our moves that have a secondary effect, such as Shadow Ball, Focus Blast and Sludge Wave, will have increased power. So this Mega-Garbodor is actually playable. This thing could be something like Uber's maybe OU, depending on, I think it's Uber's actually material. That kind of stuff. Just go for Shadow Ball, let's see if it actually kills in one hit. It does, so
Yeah.
yeah. Cool. So as you can see, it's possible. You can make your own Mega Pokemon, you can make your own server to troll your friends, or to actually, you know, have some fun with it. And as Ambi said, on the Discord, if you have any questions regarding this, just join the Discord. And this time I'm gonna try to have a valid and working link, because people have been saying, oh, the link doesn't work, and I'm like, I don't know why. I'm supplying the latest one every time. So anyway, if you need help, find him there. I'm probably gonna give you like a role to be pinged. But yeah, anyway, so that's it. And do you have anything else to say?
Yeah, like one thing is people are kind of like scared when it comes to like programming and stuff. But I kind of started off like other people's code and modifying it before I was confident enough to like do my own stuff, and that motivated me to pursue software dev as a career. So I mean, you don't have to go to that extent, but it's always fun to like download someone else's code and play around with it, toy around with it. So it's have fun.
Yeah, exactly. So you can do whatever you want if you just, you know, sit down and dedicate your time to it. All right, cool. We're gonna end off on that nice message, and thank you for helping me with this and you know, explaining the stuff. All right, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.